Hello and welcome, you lovely people. That's wonderful comments, really did. Now, you might have seen my last video, or you might not, but I uploaded a video in reference to my little grandson who was badly burnt by a barbecue. The little boy put his hands on top of the barbecue and got severe burns on his hands. And the family's been obviously very distraught about this, and understandably so. But he's got. At first, I thought it was the other way around, actually. What looks to be the worst burn is actually not the worst burn. But one hand's got like third-degree burns on it from this barbecue. And the other hand is like he's lost like 7 odd layers of skin to the point where he's like needs skin grafts. But also he's going to need therapy. Because he's young, he's a year old. He's a baby, you know. This was him literally a couple of weeks ago. Let me show you. That's him a couple of weeks ago, okay? That's him. Let me just play it again. He's a funny little fella, he is, and he loves to climb, and that's part of the problem. Yeah, he's 1 year old, and he goes to little gym class, what have you. Absolutely wonderful little fella. Now, since then, he's had this accident, and he was in hospital after being burnt on this barbecue. As you can imagine, it's pretty exposed, you know. The lid apparently was actually even down. The barbecue was just, it was like a red hot poker. And unfortunately, he got outside and touched the barbecue, even though Dad shut the door and what have you, and brought the girls in and stuff. I thought everything was okay. Well, he went for the toilet, and it obviously wasn't enough. They ended up going outside, and and he followed and burnt his hands on it severely. And the thing is, you see, it's one of them things that kind of changes changes your life. We don't know how well it's going to heal. One hand should heal okay, still be badly scarred and what have you, but the other hand is debatable whether or not he's going to have any proper motor skills in his hand, which is his left hand. We thought it was his right hand, but it's actually his left hand. So that is obviously very, very concerning, and it looks like it's quite likely, that he's going to have skin grafts. But you see, he came out of the hospital after, this is one of his little hands. He's only 1 year old, tiny little hand. Can you see that big old blister on there? Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's not good, is it? And then, there you go, another one there. Now, he had to go to Chelmsford Burns unit, and what they did is they scraped it all and sort of try and clean it and get rid of all the damaged tissue. And he said that's been done twice so far. He's to go back to Chelmsford to have that done twice, and for assessments and stuff. And there he little fella in bed at Chelmsford. His arms all bandaged up, but he's a lovely little boy, and even though he's all in pain and stuff, and he's still got a smile on his face. Kids look at him. I'm going to cry in a minute, I'll tell you. He's a lovely little fella, And I don't see him very often because, he's in England, I'm in France, but they come to visit in 2 weeks, 3 weeks' time. So obviously his arms are bigger now than he was. There he is again, But he's really, really resilient. And now he's got his little dinosaur socks on his hands. And he's learning how to, because he's been like this for months, you see. Like that. So he's going to need therapy. But he's managed to eat. He's like with his little stumps and managing to eat and what have you. And if his mum leaves her plate, laying about, well, not generally laying about, but he's got a habit of going there like a little doggy and then get the food off her plate. So it's not stopping him, to be fair, but he's going to need a lot of therapy. So I've been told by Chelmsford Hospital. But you see, there's been a lot of comments on that video, and oh my God, crikey, it's an eye-opener. It really was. I did not realise for life of me that there were so many people who are burns victims in the actual comments themselves, or they know people who are burn victims, and just not just burn victims, but people who lost somebody, or there's one tragic story of somebody who lost their grandchild, and it's just, how do you deal with something like that? I just don't know how you get your head around it. I really don't. I don't suppose you ever do. Now, a friend of ours, actually, I'm not going to say their names, this was in South House where we used to live. They had a swimming pool when they used to be in Rackheath. They moved to Sallows and built a house in Sallows. They're builders. And one of the kids left there was fencing around the swimming pool, but there was a little gate, and one of the kids left the gate open. And I can't remember how old he was, but even the baby, he toddler, whatever, managed to get in there and he drowned. So there's so many tragic stories. You put them in, try and collate them in your head, you don't realise how complacent we can be and how vigilant we need to be. And it's just so easy. And we can't lay the blame game. End of the day, it's somebody's fault, but it's an accident. Manslaughter is somebody's fault. That's what they call manslaughter. It's But you don't want to, obviously, you don't hold any grudges or anything. Do you understand what I mean? But we still have to accept responsibility for our actions, and it's important. Because then if we accept responsibility, we'll do what needs to be done to prevent it from happening again. Learn by mistakes. You know what they say, if you don't learn by your mistakes, somebody who doesn't learn by their mistakes, by definition, is an idiot. It's as simple as that, So you need to learn by your mistakes, and it's difficult. And some of these comments, some beautiful comments, some really, really kind-hearted words as well, because for us, it's tragic, for our family. Even though other people suffered, obviously, a worse tragedy for us, and and obviously little Bushi's parents, my daughter and son-in-law. Obviously, they obviously blame themselves, and they shouldn't really blame themselves. I suppose they should, to accept responsibility, because in the day they're the parents. But obviously not be too hard on themselves, not beat themselves up, because it's difficult. These things are difficult, and I know the dad is finding it very, very difficult at the moment, and that he's crying himself to sleep every night, and and it's not just the fact that he's sitting there with his hands all bandaged up, but the fact that where do we go on from here? What does his future? What's been laid out for him now? Because things are going to be harder. If he's lost motor skills on one hand and sensitivity on one hand, he ain't going to be able to use it properly. You can imagine trying to pick something up, you can't feel it. He's lost all his fingertips, and the nerve endings are damaged. We don't know whether or not they're going to heal properly. And then there's obviously the skin grafts that he's going to need. So he's going to need therapy. And my daughter she's looking at the various things that he can do, because there's the stuff he can do that don't involve his hands or helps use his hands more, but in a more structured fashion. So she needs to. She's trying to think ahead, basically. She's pretty good like that, to be fair. And ways to actually help him progress, not let it hold him back. If you don't understand what I mean. Either way, it's difficult, isn't it? It's hard. It's hard for people to actually, to deal with this. But you see, what she does need is a little bit of help, and we're going to do what we can, but she just needs to raise a little bit of money, and she has done she has organised herself a little GoFundMe. So I'm just putting it out there really at the end of the day. But I just really want to thank everybody for being so flippin' kind. I really do, because it's I don't know, what is it when you feel that, because she's been she's actually been looking through the comments herself, but you read all those kind words and stuff, there's no blame game there or anything, do you know what I mean? And it's like, it obviously makes her feel a lot better. My wife's been looking at them as well. It's just there's a lot of comments. I can't reply to them all. Obviously, there's just too many, for which is fantastic. And I do read them, but I can't obviously reply to them all. But some of them are just, quite emotional in many ways. You have people's own experiences. But it's hard, isn't it? It's hard, If it was just obviously, a little bit of scar tissue or something like that, well then that'd be different. But the fact that it is more severe than that, and it's gonna make its life harder. It is. I don't know. But anyway, I just want to say thank you. And if you can, spare a little bit from my daughter. She's done her own little GoFundMe thing. I've left the link down below. I don't like to ask, to be honest, but none of us are rich. She lives in a council house. So that gives you a fairly good idea what her finances are like. It's not easy with. She's got 4 children as well, so everything's quite difficult. So, well, we had 6. Blimey, what was I thinking? Oh, there. I suppose you've got to look at the fun side of life, haven't you, really? Can't be down on everything, can you, really? You just can't. So, okay, even though it's obviously a very negative thing that's happened, there's also positive in a sense that it's sort of like, it's given me an opportunity to express my point of view that people need to be more careful, be more vigilant. Just that few seconds, this lapse of concentration, just a few seconds, and that's enough, just to cause life-changing conditions or situations. So take care of yourselves and just take care of your family and your loved ones, your grandchildren and children, and the old people. You never know, do you? You never know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please leave comments down below. Toodaloo.